everyone, I'm Patti Behan and thank you for joining me in the studio today. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Ranger's texture paste with our embossing powders. So let's get started. Okay, for this we need a stencil. I'm working on the Wendy Vecchi 7-inch Make Art Station. I have a tag and I'm using opaque crackle texture paste. I have my paste tools and some embossing powder. So to begin, we're going to tape down our tag. And then we'll tape down our stencil. And we'll put the stencil kind of centered on there. And then I'll just do the two sides, and that should be good. Okay, next we're going to open our paste. And we're going to use the back of the palette knife to apply the paste to the paste tool. And we want to do this about the width of our tag. And you can be generous because anything you don't use, you're going to return to the jar. Okay, so that looks good. And I'm just going to press the paste down and move it through the stencil. And I need a little more paste. Press down and then swipe it through. So, and then I'll return this paste, extra paste, into the jar. And then you always want to be sure to clean off your tools right away. And let's get this out of the way. So the next thing we're going to do is sprinkle embossing powder over top of this. And I do want to take off the stencil first. And you want to clean your stencil too right away. It's nice if you have like a bucket of water next to you, like maybe a shoe box, a plastic shoe box filled with water. And I'm going to transfer this onto a piece of scrap paper. And then now we're going to put some embossing powder over top. And we're going to sprinkle different colors randomly while the paste is still wet. And I'm using Love Letter. Then I'll use some sage. And I want to work pretty quickly because I see the paste is kind of drying a little bit. So this way it'll stick better into the wet paste. And then this one is Blush Pearl. And you can cover this completely. You can just do it in random spots. I'm using crackle paste, so as this dries, it's going to crack. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. And then what you want to do is move the embossing powder to some of the areas that are still white. And I think that's good. And so the next thing you have to do is you just have to let this dry before we can do anything else, because we want the paste to crack. We're going to go ahead and emboss this when it's dry. So if you try to emboss it while it's still wet, you're going to get bubbles and you might not get the look you want. But if that's the look you're going for, you can go ahead, but you may not get the crackle either if you don't wait till it dries. So we're gonna let this dry. I'm gonna come back and show you how to finish it up. Okay, so once it's dry, you can see the cracks, and you want to like shake off any more excess that might be on the tag before you start to heat it. And then you're going to go ahead and just melt the powder. Okay, now it's fully melted, and you can see the tag is curling a little, but that's kind of natural, what happens when it gets wet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over and just heat the back. And then we can just, while it's still warm, just straighten it out a bit. And this is something that you could put into a journal, or you can, I'm going to finish this up with just putting an image on here. Pop it up a little bit. And just a sweet little sentiment. And then I have a ribbon that I'm going to attach. And this could be a pretty gift tag. So I put it, I make a little loop here, and then I put the two tails through. And then pull it tight. And then we have this pretty tag. And it just has a nice textured look to it, and it gives an interesting background to your tag. So I have some more ideas to show you. We're going to zoom out a little bit so that I can put them all in the screen. I'll put that over to the side and show you this one. We just did one color of embossing powder, and this was just on regular opaque texture paste. This we did the little gold, and this was over transparent texture paste. And this you could just put the paste on over the stencil and then put the embossing powder like we did. This one is various colors over the transparent gloss texture paste. This is metallic white texture paste, and you can see some of the metallic coming through. And then here again, we just have one color of embossing powder with the crackle texture paste. And that's a real cool effect. So, if you'd like to see more videos about using texture paste, continue watching this playlist. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more crafty videos. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.